For the best home health and beauty fragrance products, make sure you go to ashkicking.com.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo!
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, I had to report this because this caught me by surprise. I want to say congratulations to Andre Berto and Devon Alexander because they pulled in some really impressive numbers when it comes to viewership for their fight this past weekend. Their fight surprisingly peaked at 1.2 million views, 1,266,000 to be exact. These are very, very strong numbers considering the fact that Andre Berto and Devon Alexander, they're towards the end of their career. I mean, this is not Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, or Terrence Crawford. These are fighters that are once again towards the end of their career. I would not have expected these type of numbers considering where they are right now in their careers. This just once again proves for all the racist fans that say that black fighters, no one watches them, they don't do good numbers, etc., etc., where once again, you have two black fighters, and they're not pound for pound the best fighters in the world. And they do numbers well over 1 million views. Now, I'm not going to name any other fighters, but I'm going to tell you this. There are some fighters on the hope list. There are some fighters that would be on Jim Lampley's Gaddy list right now that are always in exciting fights, right? Always hit and get hit, etc., etc., etc. And I've seen these guys pull in half the numbers that Andre Berto and Devon Alexander pulled in this past weekend. I tell you guys all the time on this channel, the truth will always come to light. You could throw the truth in a jail cell, throw away the key, and that truth is going to find a way to break free. Numbers don't lie, guys. Numbers do not lie at the end of the day. They'll sit over here and tell you a fighter on the coincidental list is boring, etc., etc., and then that fighter, he'll do better numbers than the fighter that they're actually praising. This has happened so many times in the past, and it's happening so many times today. But at the end of the day, deep down, these ignorant fans, they know that what they say is not true, but it's therapeutic for them to say it. It's therapeutic for them to say it because once again, when you don't like someone or when you're racist, you have to try to find a way to alleviate the guilt, right? You don't want to say, I don't like this guy because he's black or et cetera, et cetera. You have to come up with an excuse so you feel comfortable with your hate. Because if you just say, I don't like him because he's black, then you have to admit that you're the one with the problem. You're the bad guy. You're the villain, not the person that you hate, right? So this is why they come up with these fabricated excuses why they don't like a certain fighter, etc., etc., etc. But it doesn't matter because the truth always comes to light. You guys would be amazed how many members of the media, I'm not even just talking about regular decafs on the internet. I'm talking about guys that actually have serious influence on other decafs. There were some guys I've talked to at fights, once again, that are members of the media, and you may know some of them. And they sat there and argued with me up and down, trying to convince me, come on, Dante, the reason why black fighters are not liked because they're boring, because they don't get knockouts. If they start getting knockouts, or if they start fighting more of a fan-friendly type of style, then they'll be liked like Gennady Golovkin. Then they'll be accepted like Sergey Kovalev. This is what this person in particular was telling me, right? Now this conversation I had with this one guy, this was about 2 years, it was about a year ago. I think it was about a year ago, something like that. But you fast forward to present day, you have Errol Spence knocking out everyone. You got Terrence Crawford knocking out everyone. You got Deontay Wilder knocking out everyone with a great personality on top of knocking out everyone. And yet still they do not get the reception that Gennady Golovkin received. So we know what time it is at the end of the day. But I'm going to keep exposing it for what it is. I remember when Andre Ward was about to fight Sullivan Barrera. And this was at a time when Andre Ward was #1 on the coincidental list. I mean, he had took over Floyd Mayweather's spot, because I told people that once Floyd Mayweather retires, Andre Ward will be the #1 most hated fighter in the sport of boxing, because he is the biggest threat. That's what Floyd Mayweather was. That's the order that it goes in. It goes in order of who is considered the biggest threat on the coincidental list. This is why the fighters that lose every once in a while on the coincidental list, they're not as hated, because they're not as much of a threat. Case in point, Andre Berto. You'll never really hear Andre Berto receiving the same type of hate that Andre Ward received, that Floyd Mayweather received, because he is not that much of a threat. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Once again, congratulations to Andre Berto and Devon Alexander for proving the racist fans wrong. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Yep.